Hi everyone, we've got the BMW 330e for a service. Sorry about the noise, we had a power cut and the alarms are going off every couple of minutes. You have to bear with us. To start with it, obviously the engine needs to be warmed up. To open the bonnet on this contraption, you have to pull the lever twice. It even says that on it. So there's like two stages to it. That opens the bonnet and another pull just releases the bonnet completely. Then you don't have to look for anything to open it, you just pull it up and that's it. First thing we need to do is to undo this cover. This is only held on those pegs. Then we remove the engine cover. Again, 4 pegs all around the perimeter, so just pop them up and take it off. And that's it. This one had rat infestation, I think, because something's been chewing on it. It's not because of the cover, it's actually something chewing on it, I think. Then we've got the engine, which is surprisingly small for the size of a car. Yeah, as for the engine cover, there's a peg for it, there's that, there's that. So it sits on 4 of them. The oil filter on this car is actually buried deep, so you have to get to it. First of all, after you've removed that, pull that off. Spider webs everywhere. You have to actually remove a few things to get to it. There's a plug, which is, you have to remove this piece, but that's connected to this sensor. So to remove this sensor, there's a pull tab on the end of it. You just have to pull it up. What you do, just pull the tab. There we go, the light's gone off again. You pull the tab and pull it up. It just comes off. Take that off it. Okay, then we can remove this part. Just the seal around the engine, over that part anyway. Not all of it, just to expose that. Then we go at these, I think they are push clips. Yeah, you just pull them this side and you lift the whole thing out. There's another tab underneath this. You just have to put your hand from this side, feel the clip at the bottom of this, press it just below the bracket. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. There's that bracket and there's a clip you press. After you press it, the whole thing goes up and you can pull it out. This is what it looks like. So it's just a matter of pulling that, pressing on that, and that releases it. So now we've got access to the oil filter. Tightening torque on this is 25 Newton meters, as you can tell. Now then, underneath the car, you've got this. That's the oil drain plug underneath it. You just put it flat head, turn it so it allows you to open the flap. You probably have to pull it down and it's upwards for some reason. Obviously somebody on mine put that upside down. It should be on the outside and it's been pushed over. Somehow somebody managed to do that. Never mind. Just make sure you bend it back far enough so it doesn't come back and it doesn't get covered in oil. Then it's 17 mil, this. We undo the sump plug. After it's undone, always put pressure on the bolt and undo it slowly till it comes out and then drop it. So it's all going into the pan, not all over the garage. There's that, there's the crash washer on it. You replace the crash washer, obviously clean that up. Get all the oil out. I've put the flap over the ridge of the oil drain pan so it doesn't get covered in oil. It doesn't look too bad, the oil. Right, let's get back at it when it's finished. One thing to mention, both the sump plug and the oil are quite hot if you've got it all warmed up. So again, be mindful of that. Just a little tip, when you replace the oil, always replace the washer. The actual washer on this one, I'm not going to show you single-handed, but the inner diameter of the washer is 12 millimeters and the outside, which don't matter really, is 16. But you have to get a 12 mil inner diameter washer and you're good to go then. They come as set, so you can buy genuine ones from BMW. There's no need, it's the same material anyway. Let this finish because it's still dripping, and we're gonna go and change the oil filter out. Right, the filter socket on the top is 27 mil, so you just put a ratchet on it and you undo it. Shouldn't be too hard, but obviously this was definitely too hard. I don't like it at all. It shouldn't be as tight. It should be 25 Newton meters. You can hear the oil rushing down from this now. Because you open another circuit basically, so once you've undone it, put some paper towels around it. Also, considering how fast it's dripping at the bottom, I'd leave it for a couple of seconds to let it expel of that excess oil before you pull the filter out. And obviously, before you pull the filter out, put something that you're gonna keep under the filter whilst you're taking it out. Don't know if you've heard stories about mice infested cars, but this one, as you can tell, this has been chewed up. And there's quite a bit missing here as well, which is a bit worrying. That was during the lockdown when it was standing. I'll get it done off the camera because I need two hands for this. Right, filter is the standard cartridge type. I'm going to use Bosch. This is Bosch B7205. There's a little O-ring at the bottom, you have to lubricate that, and there's a rubber O-ring on the neck of the filter cartridge. You have to replace it before you put it back on. You should lubricate it with oil as well. Normally you would put the cartridge into the filter holder, but on this one, because it's set at the bottom, it needs to slot into a hole inside the filter casing. It's easier actually to put the filter cartridge in and then just push on the top so you don't damage the bottom end and you know it sits in the right spot. To change the rubber O-ring, there's a little groove on it. You slide a pry tool or screwdriver underneath it and take it off, and then you replace it with a new one. Now we're going to go back at the bottom of the car and clean the area by the sump plug, and then put the sump plug back in. There we are. Bosch filter came with a brand new O-ring for the filter cartridge holder, and also the brand new crash washer as well for the sump plug. So we got both. Now it needs to be tightened to 25 Newton meters. So we put a torque wrench. I've set to 25 Newton meters. There. Because it's 1/8 of an inch, you have to put an adapter, 1/4 inch, and then another adapter for 1/2 inch drive, and then you have to put size 17 socket on it. 25 Newton meters. Right, close the locking mechanism, and that's it. Everything's done underneath, so we go up. Okay, so I've used all the oil to lubricate the ring and put the ring back on the groove. Also, I've used a little bit of oil just on the O-ring on the end. Now we're gonna do it not the standard way we do it, a bit awkward, but put the filter there, get the cartridge. If you look at the bottom of the filter casing, there's a hole, see it? Now this needs to line up. This needs to line up with this, so we insert that first all the way to the bottom. Make sure it will go into that hole, and it did. And now we put, it's a bit backwards to know what you normally would do, but this way you know that it's actually sitting in the right position. But make sure you don't cross thread it. I've started it by hand, and now I'm just going with a torque wrench because it's almost at the bottom. There we are. Again, go until it clicks. Because I got it extended, I'll hold the top. There we are, clicked. So now we can put that back as it was. This one slots back into the groove, like so. And this goes back where it was again. It clips in. That's done. Then we go back with the seal. That goes back in there. Push that back in. Get the paper out, don't forget that. Don't leave it under the filter. And obviously put the plug back on. There we go, clicked in. I wouldn't put the cover back on yet up until I've put the oil in. So let's do that now. Okay, so now is the time to put some oil in. This is the one I'm using at the minute. Don't know if you can see it. 0. I'll show it in a minute. The car should take 5.25 litres of oil. So we're going to put the whole bottle of it, because that's 5 litres, and then we're going to check the level and top up as required. That's 5 litres in. I'm going to add now just a little bit of oil because we need a quarter there. So should be enough. We're going to measure it on the car. That should be right. Oil I'm using, it's Napa 0W30 Eco LS PM, fully synthetic low saps. That's the number. To me, as long as you change oil regular, and in my case it's going to be more than regular because I basically do one extra oil change. As long as you use good quality oil up to the specs, it doesn't matter if it's something branded or not. It's not so much using cheap oil that will kill your car, it's going to be because you don't do the maintenance as regular as you should do, or even if you follow the guidance of BMW now. They used to tell you to change the oil twice as often as they do now. My take on oil changes, the engines didn't change that much over the time. We're not using, titanium and stuff. We're using actually worse materials that we've been using, well, 20, 50 years ago. I can agree that oils have come a long way, but still, we're all surrounded by the same environment, and we are still, exposed to humidity and stuff. So even if the oil is much better than it used to be, I'd still change it, because especially now with the lockdowns, cars have been standing around for quite some time and nobody's been using them, and there was loads of moisture in the engines and the gearboxes, and nobody, no dealer would advise you to do that, or no dealer will tell you, oh, because the car's been standing you should change it more often now. So I do oil change every 6,000 to 8,000 miles. which would be about 10,000 kilometers roughly, or just under 8 to 10,000 kilometers. Just to be on the safe side, it doesn't cost you that much. It helps your engine. If anything, this will extend the life of your engine and, you know, give you trouble-free running. So for the sake of replacing the oil more often, I am replacing them more often. Right, let's put it all back together. The other little thing I do with the see these? That's all rubber. This is a fairly new car, so they're not too bad. But what I tend to do, because they do dry off at some point, and they start to get harder and harder to push back on. My all-time favorite, red rubber grease. A little bit of that. A little bit, I said. And just smear it across just smear it on the ends. A little bit of that, not much. Not a massive amount, just rub a little bit of it onto those pegs, and I can guarantee it's going to be 10 times easier to remove them, and they will last a lot longer, and the rubbers will last a lot longer than they would otherwise, because the rubber grease is actually feeding the rubber. So if you put a little bit of it as a precaution, you're not risking that the rubber is going to deteriorate, and you're not risking to snap that off trying to remove it. Just a little thing, but it helps. Right, so now after we've done oil change on the BMW, we have to reset the service function on it, the service interval. Without pressing any pedals, press the ignition button. Car comes on. Then you press and hold the reset button. There we go. Let it go. Engine oil reset possible. You scroll to select the service you want to reset using the trip reset button. So you basically press it. Every time you press it, it changes to brake fluid, vehicle check, front brake pads, rear brake pads, and then engine oil. Thanks to BMW, they've reset the intervals without really doing the service, which is wrong, but there we are. To reset it, press and hold again. Ask you perform reset, release the button and press it again and hold it. Reset in progress, you have to wait till it finishes. There we are, reset successful. That's it, that's the service interval reset. You should only reset those values if you've actually performed the service. Otherwise, it can cause problems because somebody will think that it's still got time to do certain procedures, and obviously there isn't, and it should be done. Okay, after the service is reset, last thing to do is press the brake pedal, start the car. On a hybrid, it's not going to start the engine automatically, so you have to press the brake and accelerator together. Because this car's petty, you have to have the doors closed, my bonnet closed, everything. Press brake to start it. So it's on ready. And then press accelerator. And this will then start the engine. Works on every hybrid. If you need to start the engine on a hybrid, you press both pedals together, basically, just to activate the engine. Let it run for a little bit. And it should be fine. Just don't rev it as soon as it starts, because obviously you haven't got any oil in the system. So be mindful of that. Let it warm up, and then we're going to check it. Check the level on the vehicle status. If you go into vehicle status, engine oil level, measure engine oil level. But it has to be fully warmed up. Let it warm up and let it get to temperature. That option will then appear. You can press start measurement, and it will then measure the oil level and report to you if the oil level is right or not. If need be, you can top it up. If you've got any questions or suggestions, leave a comment below. If this video helped you, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel to support it so we can grow the channel. Okay, that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one shortly.